Welcome back. Glad you found your way onto your mat today or tonight, whatever it is. Today we're going to start in a seated position. And I like to use a blanket, sometimes a block, to sit on. So that my hips end up being higher than my knees. Now, whatever that looks like for you, you can sit on as many things as you want. You can pull the skin away from the sides of the butt a little bit. And before you get too comfortable, make sure you've got a block or a book if you don't have a block, and stick it behind you, right side. Maybe a strap. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe a scarf. Bird feather there. And as soon as you can, begin to find this seated position with the hands resting on the thighs. There's nothing to see, and so let the eyes close. Maybe swallowing once or twice to soften the throat. As this intentional stillness begins to melt over your body like a nice weighted blanket, start to feel the roof of your mouth lifting up. You can even put the tip of your tongue on the top to feel the very top of it. And this slight energetic motion upwards begins to lengthen the back of the neck. From where the sit bones are touching, turning your awareness toward the natural stacking of your spine. Which then allows the muscles around it to soften. The mind will tell you you need to fix the hair or the clothing or fidget. But you're in charge. And so simply observe whatever that is. There'll be distractions. Either audio, maybe physical, maybe an emotion or a story. It's going to happen. And for the next hour, when those things bubble up, allow yourself to see whatever it is. And as you watch it float away, almost like a cloud, allow that focus to turn to your breath. As the roof of the mouth continues to lift, begin to feel this next inhale come in slower, deeper than before. Noticing the little space before the exhale all the way out through the nose, deliberately pulling the belly in a little. Notice the space before the inhale, feeling the front of the back ribs, the kidney or kidneys if you happen to have two. The little space and the exhale all the way out. You can even hear it. Feel the inhale hitting the back of the throat, expanding both lungs. The even sounding exhale all the way out. So from the sit bones through the roof of the mouth, tall like a laser. Just a few more here, then we'll start getting nutty. Now, one of the harder things is you keep this even breath. Let the eyes softly open. Imagining that line from the center of the sit bones up through the spine, the roof of the mouth like a laser. And as the shoulders get a little heavier, slowly, with your next inhale, sweep the arms up by the ears. Take your time, there's no rush. And as the fingers reach up, let the shoulders soften. And as you stay looking forward, as you exhale, bring that left hand onto your right thigh, your right hand on that block behind you. Now avoid rounding here, either forward or back, staying nice and tall. And with the eyes still forward, use the inhale to grow taller. And help with the arms, the exhale, the belly and the heart, turn them over to the right, wringing out those organs. So as you inhale, you grow a little taller, and taking that bust to crazy town, slowly start to point your chin down to your left shoulder. The inhale, expanding. The exhale, chin and eyes to the left, belly and heart to the right. One more breath here. The space between the exhale and the inhale. The inhale sweeps the arms back up. Use your right hand to slide that block over to the other side. Inhale from the sit bones to the crown of the head. And exhale, right hand, left thigh. Left hand back behind you, either on that block or whatever you got back there. And use your breath to grow a little taller. First, it's the belly and the heart, twisting over to the right, the left, just seeing if you're listening. And as you keep turning the belly and the heart, as slow as a sunset, begin to point that chin down toward your right shoulder, maybe even behind it. Even 5 count inhale. The even 5 count exhale. 2 more here. Keeping the collarbone smiling, as cheeky as that sounds. And then the inhale, sweep the arms back up. As the shoulders stay soft, slowly drop your arms into a cactus. And as the elbows stay in line, maybe even above the shoulders a little, let your forearms tilt back. So you start to feel that rotation in the shoulder sockets. Dropping the forearms back, I'll turn this way so you can see it easier. Didn't do a very good job of turning. And then start to lift your heart up. Feeling the back of the lungs lifting. Now the lower back's going to stay nice and long. As you exhale, slowly start to round your upper back and bring those forearms, palms, and elbows together. Take a breath here. The lower back long and straight, upper back all roundy magoo. So with your inhale, slowly open, letting the forearms stay tilted back to open up. And then your 5 count exhale, rounding the upper body, forearms together. Just 3 more of these. This time, as you inhale, open up the arms, a little smile, and then interlace your fingers behind your back. Keeping a big open heart, maybe the palms come together, maybe you're holding a strap. Inhale, open up the heart. And now you're going to get the whole back involved as you start to round, tucking the chin in, and however round you get, take a breath here. And maybe the exhale starts to lift those arms up a little. The head's not going to fall off, let it hang. And then you're going to take the entire inhale to roll back up as the arms sweep back into a cactus, forearms tilted back. Using the speed of your next exhale, slowly bring the fingers behind, let the other thumb be on top, interlacing the fingers. One breath, opening up. And then enjoy the journey as you round your entire back like an orange. Lifting the arms perhaps. And then inhale, slowly roll all the way back up, sweeping the arms this time up by the ears. And as the arms stay up by the ears, let your right hand hold on to your left forearm, keeping the arms back by the ears. I know it's sort of annoying, but as you grab your left forearm, make a fist, and slowly take a circle with that left hand, and then a circle in the other. Now you're really gripping with the right hand, and inhale, grow a little taller. As you exhale, start to pull the left arm over to the right side. And when you can't pull it anymore, extend your left fingers, widen the palm. Feel the belly and the heart subtly turning to the sky. One more breath here. Inhale, sweep back up. Arms float by the ears. Exhale, the fingers down to the ground. Space out later. Inhale, active fingers reaching back up. With the arms back by the ears, left hand grips that right forearm, and then make the fist. Circling the wrist in one direction. Maybe you're like, oh, this is the hand I use my phone with more. Inhale, grow tall. And then slowly take it over to the other side. 5 count inhale. 5 count exhale, spreading the fingers, widening the palm if you haven't. Nice. Let's get a little wackier, huh? Inhale, come back up. Soft shoulders. A little smile like you know a secret. Bring those right fingertips down to the ground. And in line with your torso, start to walk them away. Now naturally, the left arm starts to go way over. From your left hip to your left fingers grow a little longer. The left arm still by the ear, but the belly and heart turning up toward the sky. One more breath. It takes mad skills, but use your inhale to float the right arm, come back up. And then slowly bring the left fingertips down. Let them walk out as far as you want. So from your right hip to your right middle finger, you can feel the love. The belly and the heart turning to the sky. And then let's have some fun. Take your 5-count inhale to sweep that left arm up. And you're going to take your entire 5-count exhale, right fingers land, lengthening the left side. One breath comes up. One breath over to the other side. Really growing long down that opposite side. Now, if you want to breathe really fast here and move really fast, that's your prerogative. But it takes a lot more focus to slow it down and really observe it. Now, the next time you come back up from the left side, float the hands back onto your knees. Once again, recreating that line from the sit bones to the crown of the head. The even breath. We're going to take a few seated cat-cows, which means you're going to start to pull your heart forward. And as you reach the belly, draw the shoulders back and take your Yoda eyes up to the sky. You can't see it, but imagine the spine like a parenthesis. And then you're going to use the exhale, push into the hands, rounding the lower back, rounding the center spine, the thoracic, tucking the chin. And just for a moment, see how far back you can reach the spine. Let's move with it. The 5-count inhale, slowly opening the heart. Your 5-count exhale, round. Notice the space before the exhale. The space before the inhale. That space is when you pause the movement. Otherwise, you're fluid like lava. Since we have the front to back thing going pretty good, the next time you come forward, slide your hips over to the left side, keeping the head pretty much over the sit bones, but your left ribs all the way out to the side. And then slowly take your right ribs all the way over to the right side. Head staying pretty much over the sit bone. You got it. Now a little side to side. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the left. Maybe you don't go as far as you used to. But that's fine, you're being more observant about it. See how much of the spine you can get at in the action. Now the next time you come back from the left side, stay in the center for a moment. From the sit bones to the crown of the head, grow a little taller. And then we're going to take some big circles. Start with the belly and heart reaching forward. Begin to slowly take it over to the left, rounding the back, chin to collar. Taking the ribs slowly over to the right, head over the sit bones. And you've completed one circle. Do 2 more. And when you finish that 3rd circle, you got it. Go in the other direction as well. From the sit bones to the crown of the head, get everything involved. And when you're done with that final circle, let's get moving a little, huh? Bring the hands slowly out in front. You're welcome to float up into a handstand here, or simply begin to come forward enough to move any props out of the way. Walk the knees back past your hips just a little bit, because as you take the shoulders forward, you're going to tuck the toes and gently lift the knees up, the hips up as high as they go. And once they're at their peak, let your head dangle, and then begin to groove on your knees, bending one at a time. There's no rush. Swaying the hips a little side to side, a little up and down. 5 count inhale. 5 count exhale. Now bend the knees a whole lot. Reach the hips way back, and as you look up at your hands, keep looking at your hands as you baby step your feet up, slowly right behind your hands. So bend the knees as much as you need to, so the fingertips at least are on the ground, maybe the hands. And since the knees are still bent, let the head go. Breathe into the front of your body. As the head stays heavy, perhaps you interlace your fingers behind your head. Maybe you hold your elbows, arms by the ears. But since we're mostly water, begin to sway a little side to side, letting the spine hang heavy, almost like a chain, a little pendulum on the bottom. Bending the knees a little on the exhale. Just one more breath hanging out. The head stays heavy. As you touch your toes, keep the chin tucked, and then use the inhale to roll up about halfway. Stay heavy. Your next inhale, you're going to roll all the way up, sweeping the arms out with palms touch overhead. When they connect, take the entire exhale and bring the thumbs down in front of the heart. Now forget about the hair or clothing. Close the eyes. Feel the 5 count inhale, expanding the torso. The exhale from the sit bones to the crown of the head, growing a little taller. Feel the back ribs. Slowly let the eyes open. Bring the feet together now. At least have the big toes touching. Maybe it's the heels if that's how you're built. But a little bend in the knees. With nice soft shoulders. Inhale, sweep the arms up by the ears. And as the back of the body stays nice and long, slowly slide your right hand down your hip and have your right hand start to push that hip over to the left and start to reach the left hand way over to the right side. Sort of like we did seated, but now we got the whole body engaged, from the left ankle to the left middle finger. If you're cool here, hang out. If you want to go a little deeper, you can bring your right hand up and hold the left wrist. Feel your pubic bone tilt toward your nose a little. One more breath. And then use your entire inhale to bring the arms and body back up. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Notice the space between the inhale, sweep them back up. Keep the right arm up, the left hand down to the left hip. Now imagine you're leaning against a wall almost. You can start to push the hips over to the right. And as you start to reach the right fingers well over to the left side, the belly and heart toward the sky. From your right ankle, do your finger grow a little longer. And then once again, yogi's choice. If you want, your left hand can hold on to that right wrist. If you're really nutty, the right elbow. Feel the kidneys. And inhale, slowly come back up. Exhale, the arms down. Let's move a little, huh? Inhale, sweep the arms up. This time the palms touch. Grow longer through the lower back. Exhale, take the arms and torso over to the right, hips to the left. The space between is the pause as you inhale, come back up. Arms back by the ears, the 5 count exhale over to the left side. Inhale up. Same speed going down. That is coming up. Last time each side. Arms staying as straight as they can. I know it's kind of nasty. As you come up from the left side, bend the knees. Roll forward. Let the belly land on your thighs. Bend the knees so much the chest is on the thighs. And then bring your hands either to the shins or the backs of your heels. Now bend the knees so the belly and chest really push against the thighs, and then bring your chin into your collar. You can feel the inhale pushing the chest against the thighs, and keep that connection, but as you exhale, start to lift your hips up. The belly and chest stay tight against the thighs. The exhale, the hips lift. Come forward in the weight of the feet a little bit. The chest and belly pushing strongly against the thighs as you lift the hips up. One more breath here. It's just a nice way to generate a little heat. Slowly bring the fingertips down to the ground. And if the fingertips aren't there, grab your blocks. Because you're going to watch that right foot first lift up as high as it can go. And then you're going to step it all the way back, coming down onto that right knee. If you want something under your right knee, great time to put it there. With the knee on the ground, you can bring your hands up onto your left thigh and push that left thigh forward a little bit more. Keep that knee tracking forward. Maybe bring the hands to the hips and push them down and forward. Keep going with the knees and the hips. Ready to go to crazy town? Inhale, sweep the arms up by the ears. Your left hand holds onto your right wrist. And as you exhale, start to pull the arms and torso over to the left side. Feel the right side grow a little longer. You really should find this in the front of the right hip if you're not sure. One more breath here. Deliberately come back up. Bring the hands slowly down. And then start to draw your right hip back over your right knee. So that thigh is straight up and down. The hands or blocks can move back a little, but start to straighten that left leg and turn your big toe toward your left ear. If you feel like you're rounded looking at your phone, sit up tall and simply bend the elbows. Stay with that breath. It's not going anywhere. Gently begin to bend that left knee. Bring your right hand onto the ground. And as you start to shift the hips forward, notice the left knee bends automatically. The left hand comes to your inner thigh. And avoid locking that right elbow. Keep it bent. And as you push the knee forward, everyone's favorite, go ahead and come onto the sharp edge of your left foot. Now as the hips drop down, let your belly and heart turn up to the sky. Feel the inhale expanding the torso. Hips dropping down and forward. One more breath. Slowly bring that left foot back up, flat on the ground. Bring the left hand inside your left foot. Keep the hands where they are for a moment. Lift the right knee off the ground and slowly walk your hands over to the right side, turning all 10 toes to the side of your mat. Now at first you see your toes and they're turned in. Look at your left foot and turn it out, just like you did. As you begin to bend that left knee, notice how far you can bend it, and then inhale straighten. Just the left side, the exhale, bending the left knee. The inhale straighten. 2 more. Because this time as you bend the left knee, you're going to keep it bent. Now maybe you come onto the ball of the foot, maybe not. Maybe the foot stays flat. And if you can protect that right knee, you can even spiral the toes up toward the sky. Now, if you fall, you don't have that far to go. But you can keep the hands on the ground. You can bring the palms in front of the heart. You can be a unicorn. You can even hunt unicorns. Take another breath. And then one more. As the hands come down to the earth, slowly straighten that left leg. And it may be totally bizarre to you, but walk your hands over to the right and turn all 10 toes to what was the back of the mat. Step the left foot forward and fold in half. You're going to use one inhale to roll all the way up, sweeping the arms as you come, palms touch overhead. And then as the thumbs float in front of the heart, once again, forget about the hair or clothing. Close the eyes. Find an intentional breath. And when you finish that exhale, for a moment, let everything go. The breath, the muscles. Simply feel. As you return to your breath, once again, you can count to 5 in your head if that works for you. From the sit bones to the roof of the mouth, that laser. Slowly let the eyes open. Take your entire inhale to sweep the arms up. Once the palms touch, bend the knees, rolling forward. Let the knees bend as much as you want. So the fingertips come onto the blocks. I'll wait a moment, grab those blocks from the other side. Fingertips, hands, whatever works. But slowly, lift the left leg up as high as it goes. And then step it way back. Gently bringing the left knee down to the ground. Now once again, if you want something underneath the knee, the left knee, put it there. As you feel the hips moving forward, bring the hands up onto your right thigh. Feel the shoulders draw back a little. And as you push that knee forward, keep going forward with the knee, but slide your hands to your hips. Letting the hips drop down a little more. And if you're breathing and the skin in the mouth is soft, sweep the arms up by the ears. Right hand catching the left wrist. And just like we've been doing, slowly take it over to the right side. First the breath. The hips and knee tracking forward. And lengthening through the left side. One more breath in this wacky one. Inhale, come back up. The fingers come to the ground or the blocks, whatever works. And then slowly begin to draw that left hip over the left knee so the thigh straight up and down. Either on blocks or fingertips, walk the hands back so you can straighten the right leg. Now you can always have your hamstrings surgically removed, but this is such a nicer way to take care of things. Grow long through the spine. And with the breath, rather than the ego, bend the elbows, maybe bring the forearms to the ground. Probably not, so don't worry about it too much. Stay with it. One more breath. I know this one's a doozy. And with deliberate movement, begin to bend the right knee. And when the foot returns to the ground, left hand flat, the left elbow bends. Now the left hand can be on a block, I don't care. But start to feel your hips going down and forward. When they can't go forward anymore, bring your right hand to your inner thigh and come onto the edge of your right foot. Take a moment, look at the bottom of your foot. But then begin to turn the belly and heart up to the stars. The back of the neck staying long like a honu. And the torso expanding just as evenly throughout. Can you soften your left butt cheek a little bit more? Nice. Slowly bring the right foot back. This time as you bring the right hand inside the right foot, start to heel toe your right foot out to the side. Let the hands come under the shoulders just like you did in tabletop. Did we do? Yeah, we went through tabletop. And then silently step the right foot back, downward dog. What? It doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Lift your left leg up and slowly step it forward. You're going to walk your hands over to the right side, turning all 10 toes now to the other side of your mat. I turn this way so you don't have to look at my butt. Look at your right foot, turn it out. And the first one, take your time bending that knee, maybe adjusting where that left foot is. But find where it works, and then you're going to use the inhale to straighten. The exhale, slowly bending the right knee, getting it all good and lubed up. Slowly straighten. 2 more. And then the next time you bend it, keep it bent. Now we're all going to look different here. Your right foot can remain on the ground or on the ball of the foot. That's up to you. Maybe the left foot stays flat on the ground, or maybe it spirals up. Let your breath guide you. Hands can stay on the ground, into prayer, All sorts of options. You can do the lotus flower crown on your head. That's sort of fun too. Pineapple. You got a giggle from behind the curtain on that one. And then when you're ready, you're going to straighten the right leg. Walk your feet over to the right foot, turning all 10 toes back to the front. Step the left foot forward and fold in half. One breath will sweep you all the way up, palms touch overhead. And the really, really hard one is the thumbs come to the heart. Let the eyes close. Take an intentional breath, but then allow it all to let go as you finish that breath. For a moment, simply float. Find your breath. The sound of the inhale hitting the back of the throat. The soothing, savory sound of the exhale. Now keep the eyes closed. With more experience with your breath than ever before, see from the sit bones to the crown of the head growing a little taller. And with the eyes still completely closed, begin to lift the left knee into the air. Now it doesn't matter if you can quote unquote do this, and by doing this, you mean putting your left big toe in your right nostril. Don't worry about it. Instead, this practice is about keeping the eyes closed, the breath even, and maybe lifting the left foot off the ground, maybe bringing it to your nose. No one's watching. No one cares if you fall or tumble. I mean, I care, but keeping the eyes closed, the breath even. Slowly feel the left foot returning to the ground. All 5 toes and the feet melting in like gecko fingers. And as you continually listen to the sound of your breath rather than the monkey, begin to lift your right knee into the air. It's called a practice. Sadly, there are no prizes for this, other than the soothing of the brain and the breath. With the tongue heavy, feel the right foot finally return to the earth. Slowly let the eyes open. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, slowly rounding, diving forward. Bend the knees a whole lot, fingertips to the ground. Step the right foot back. And like before, but better, walk the hands over to the right side. Once again, turning all 10 toes to the side of your mat. As the knees bend a little, turn the toes in. And then bring the hands to your hips. The back of the neck is still long. And so hinge at the hips and use the inhale to come slowly all the way up. The knees are a little bent, the crown of the head reaching up to the stars. Use your breath to sweep the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bring the hands behind you, just like we did earlier, seated. So with a little bend in the knees, inhale, lift the heart up. And you're just going to hinge at the hips as slow as you want to go. And when you found that place, wherever it is, bring the chin into your collar. Let the inhale open the heart. And once again, maybe the arms lift up a little. Keeping the chin tucked. Use your entire inhale to come back up. Sweep the arms as you go. Exhale, you're going to bring the arms back behind you. And once again, letting the other thumb be on top, a different grip of the fingers. Inhale, open it up. And let your heart lead as you hinge forward. Keeping a little bend in the knees to protect them. The chin is tucked. Once again, trust your breath and let the inhale bring you all the way back up. Sweeping the arms, touching the sky. Exhale the hands to your thighs. Everything feels pretty good, so bend the knees and then start to hinge forward. Let the hands support you until you can bring the fingers down to the ground. Now, if the fingers aren't there, I hope you have your fingers there. You can use blocks. But then begin to walk the feet out as far as they go. Maybe they're already as far as they're going to go. But once your feet are as far out as they're going to go, let the hands support you, the back of the neck long, and from the sit bones up through the spine, the roof of the mouth, recreate that beautiful straight line. This is when you think, did this Zoom thing freeze? No, I'm still here. For the last breath, see if the pubic bone can tilt toward your nose a little bit more. Nice, huh? Slowly, looking up, bring the hands and turn them out to the sides. Welcome to go into a handstand here, or you can even turn your fingers to turn toward the back. And then you're going to walk your hands as far back as they can go. And then you're going to look up and softly come down to the ground. Or come down to the ground any way you want. I happen to land on my blanket. With the legs nice and wide. Place the hands on the inner thigh, or on the inside the thighs. And just like we did in the beginning, we're going to cat-cow the spine one more time. So it begins with opening the heart, pushing the belly forward, lifting the baby Yoda eyes to the sky. And then you're going to take an exhale and round the back. One more, the inhale. The exhale, round. Now as you activate those legs, this time, like before, inhale, open the heart. And then you're going to walk the hands forward about a handprint and round the back. The inhale, active legs, lift the heart. The exhale, walk the hands a little further, rounding the back on the exhale. Inhale, serpent the spine up, a little smile. And once again, another handprint as you start to round the back. The legs stay active. Last time here, inhale, open up your heart. And as you round the back, let the head stay heavy. Let the arms get heavy. And just for a moment, let the breath go. keeping the head heavy. Return to that breath. Slow as you can, start to walk the hands back up. You're going to take your right leg and slide it all the way over to meet the left. And then you're going to adjust yourself so you're evenly on your mat. Sitting up tall, feeling the sit bones. Bring the soles of the feet together. And you can hold on your ankles, let your little angel wings flap a little, or butterfly wings as they call these. And then bring the hands beside you and scooch your hips toward your heels a little bit more. Like peanut butter on bread, begin to spread your spine, shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and your head onto the ground. Your hands come to your inner thighs. Just like you've been doing, the 5-count inhale, expanding the entire torso. Listening to the sound of the exhale. 2 more distinct breaths. And keeping that even breaths, bring your hands to the outer knees. Slowly bring those knees and thighs together. And keeping the knees and thighs together, just heel toe your feet out to the sides of the mat so the legs can fall together like if you're building a card house with your legs. Easy to lose the breath here. Let the arms come out to a T, maybe a cactus if that's your thing. And with the feet on the ground, start to point the knees up to the ceiling. Let the feet get a little wider. And a last little bit of movement. Taking the entire exhale to take the knees over to the right side. Feeling the outer right, the inner left foot. And once again, this is your practice. So your 5-count inhale slowly brings them up. The space between as you pause and the exhale. The space in between before the inhale. The space, pause, exhale. Space, pause, inhale. Some say that the true music is the space between the notes. Now the next time your knees come up from the left side, bring both knees together toward your heart. As you land your hands on the knees as a single unit, just take 2 or 3 circles on the lower back, the kidney area. As you continue the breath, take 2 or 3 circles in the other direction, releasing that lower back from any last bit of tension. And as you continue with the breath, begin to reach the right leg toward the right front corner of your mat. Allowing the left leg to go toward its corner. If you want to bolster underneath your knees at this point, that's a good time to do it. You can let the arms get heavy and wide. As you stay with the breath just a little longer. As you did in the beginning, imagine that line from the center of the sit bones up through the spine, the throat, the roof of the mouth nice and long. The next time you finish an exhale, forget about counting. Begin to take in this breath slower, deeper and fuller than you have maybe all day, maybe all week. And as you reach the very top of that breath, without constipated face, hold your breath. Now as you hold your breath, release those muscles you don't need. Inhale a little bit more. Now with absolute control, allow the exhale to leak out of the nose, slowly controlling it, feeling the ribs emptying, the belly dropping. And when you're sure you can't let out any more, hold the breath. Push out a little bit more. Now avoid the gasp, but allow the inhale to come in slowly from start to finish, filling up the lungs, the organs, the kidneys or kidney, fingers, toes, like a Macy's Day float at the very top. Once again, hold your breath. Sip in just a little bit more of this nectar. And then when you're ready, opening the mouth from the bottom of the lungs, let it all go. And just like you've been doing throughout, let your breath float away. Feel Mother Earth pushing up from below. The air pushing down from above. And whether the distraction is a sound, a physical sensation, an emotion, or even a story, observe it when it bubbles up. But then, like watching a cloud, watch it float away. Feel the tongue fall away from the teeth. This practice isn't about putting your feet behind your head or balancing on one hand or another. It's about taking the time to see what's going on underneath the surface. In this place of stillness, recognize how your body feels right now. as the body remains heavy and soft, like a beautiful sunrise, begin to feel your natural breath begin to return. And as the breath gets a little deeper and you start to feel subtle movements in the body, feel the fingers start to rattle around, the toes wiggling. And moving real slow and slug-like, begin to reach the arms way overhead, touching the back wall, and with the feet reaching forward, touching the front wall. And as you inhale, fill up all the way. And just like before, but better, open the mouth and let it all go. Let the head stay heavy, but as you bring the knees into your chest, give yourself a loving and well-deserved hug. And as you rock a little side to side, whichever side calls to you, go ahead and take a moment, hitting the Shavasana snooze button, and just hanging out for a moment. With the mind still in neutral, slowly begin to come up to a seated position. Use as little energy as possible so you can sort of keep that little yoga buzz going. Finding that place where the hips are a little higher, the hands melting down onto the thighs. With a subtle tuck of the chin, from the sit bones up through the crown, grow a little taller. And then bringing the yin and the yang sides of the body together by bringing the palms in front of the heart. Sealing it all in with 3 more even breaths together. Exhaling completely. It is an honor and a privilege to share this practice with you. Thank you for coming. Namaste. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please share this with your friends or not, I don't know, all on YouTube, and hope you have a great day.